What's good, YouTube? I'm Nova. Alright, for this video, I'm going to be showcasing you guys my Chronomaly Thor deck. So, if you guys were wondering, well, how does Chronomaly work with Thor? I'll show you guys in this deck video. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, starting off with the monsters, I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Neverdisc. Neverdisc is pretty well just the when he's normal summoned, you get to add a Chronomaly card from your deck to your hand. So he's really good because he gets you to search off. He's his other effect is an okay effect. Basically, if he's in your if you control a Chronomaly monster and he's in your graveyard, you can special summon him in defense mode. So, but then you can only use Chronomaly effects that turn, but that's not really the main factor. Mainly, you just want him to be summon, search. The guy you're going to be searching most is your Crystal Skull. Crystal Skull is basically, if you control a Chronomaly monster, discard him, and then you can search out any Chronomaly monster from your deck and add it to your hand. So, nice, some more searches. So, basically, you'll go Neverdisc, search him, discard him, and then you'll draw, and then you'll search for your next guy, Crystal Bones. Now, Crystal Bones is like a Cyber Dragon, as if your opponent controls a monster and you control none, you could special summon him. But when he does, you could special summon, when he's special summoned from the hand, you can special summon one Chronomaly monster from your hand or graveyard. So basically, Crystal Skull, him, that's 2 level 3s, so you can go for Exceeds plays. Or, in this deck, how we usually use it is for Thor. Alright, and then for the last Chronomaly monster, I'm playing 2 copies of Guardian Knot. He's really just to give the deck extra summons. Basically, when he's normal summoned, you can special summon one Chronomaly monster from your hand, and if you do, this card's level becomes the current level. So he allows you to go into level 3s or level 4s with your Neverdisc. Alright, so that's it for all of the Chronomaly stuff. Alright, moving into the Nordic engine, we play 3 copies of Galdfax, of the Nordic Beasts. His effect doesn't really make a difference. Basically, well, he has an effect if your opponent controls a synchro monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon him from your hand. But you don't ever really use that effect. He's mainly used as that Nordic Beast tuner for Thor. That's about the only reason you use him, because he's the only tuner. But basically, so what basically you want to have is him in hand, and you want to have this guy in your graveyard, and him in your hand. Your opponent controls a monster, so you special, you normal, and then you make Thor. So generally the easiest way to make Thor. It takes a couple turn setup, but once you've set it up, you're good to go. So played 3 copies of him, mainly for that reason, just he's the tuner. And then I'm playing 2 Tong Nishir, I can't pronounce this guy's name, of the Nordic Beasts. He's okay. I mean, he's pretty cool because he can be a hand trap in a way. If your opponent destroys a monster by battle and sends it to graveyard, you can special summon him. So, okay, so he can be kind of like a bad protection. If your only monster and he was going to attack again, you can special him and then he can kind of protect you. But he's really good because if you set him, and he's if he changes position, so if you set him, your opponent doesn't do anything, and you flip him face up, you can special summon Galdfox from your deck, which is really useful. He's pretty well the only slow card in the deck, but he's good because he's another way to getting to Galdfax a lot quicker. So that's it for the Nordic engine. And the last 2 monsters I'm playing 2 copies of Card D. Basically, you want a lot of times with this deck, your field's going to be a lot more open, or you're just not going to need that normal summon. So normal summon him, tribute him, draw 2 cards, it deck thins, and it's really useful. So that's it. So that's it for monsters. Moving into spells, we've got 3 copies of Pot of Duality. Duality is basically, like I said, you don't really special summon much on your first turn. You're either going to be going Card D or Neverdisc, so you don't really need to worry about that special summons on the first turn. It basically helps you find what you need a lot quicker. So if you don't have Galdfax, but if you have Neverdisc and you go Neverdisc, search, you deck it a couple of times, and then you Pot of Duality, you have a better chance of finding the Galdfox. So pretty good card. 3 copies of MST. MSTs are really... I like it because this deck has a problem when it's trying to drop Thor. If your opponent has that back row response, then you kind of stall. You lose out to it, so you want to have that back row removal. 2 Lance, just another way to protect Thor. Moving on to some of the one-ofs. We got 1 copy of Soul Charge. It's a great card. It allows you to go ahead and just bring back Thor if you need, if he's already in your graveyard, or bring back that missing requirement, or just bringing back multiple monsters is really good. I'm playing 1 copy of Raigeki, nukes boards. 1 copy of Dark Hole. Just you either have an established a board or you don't, so it really doesn't matter. And if you kill Thor, it's not a big loss because he just comes back if you have that tuner engrave. So very good. 1 Book of Moon, just defensive card. Flip either your monster or your opponent's monster face down. 1 Foolish Burial. This card's really good because you can use it to send your Skull to grave. If you have, say, Bones in hand already, you can send him and then special and get him back. Or you can use it to send Galdfox when you have already have a Thor on board, and you can just want to have multiple returns to the field. You can send him. So that's it for the spells. Moving into traps, we got 1 copy of Solemn Warning, 1 copy of Bottomless, and 1 copy of Torrential Tribute. Just the 3 big ones. And then Compulse. I just like playing all 4 of these guys because it gives you a lot of outs to monsters that this deck may have a problem with. And then playing 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill. In a sense, it's like playing 4 copies because you has that banish effect. So it's really, really useful. But it's just to remove the amount of stuff your opponent can do against you. And then for the last card, we got 3 copies of Gleipnir, the Feathers of Fenrir. Basically, you just set it. It can become a bluff if you need to bluff out your opponent, but it's just add 1 Nordic card from your deck to your hand. So really good with searching for your any of your 4 Nordic monsters, but most likely you're going to use it to add Galdfax. So very, very useful. All right, so that rounds up for my traps. Moving into the extra deck, I'm playing 1 copy of Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Basically, because you can make him. You kind of have to. I mean, you can make him, and he's really good. 1 Black Rose. Once again, it's another really good 7, so you kind of have to play it. 1 Stardust Dragon, just for the protection. 8s hardly ever happens, but if you happen to make him, you make him. But I mean, you can change this for any other synchro you want, really. And then 2 copies of the main guy, Thor. Thor's really good in the deck because your focus is Thor, but he basically once per turn can negate 1 monster your opponent controls effects. So until the end of the turn, which is pretty good. But also when he's destroyed and when he's sent to the graveyard, or when he leaves the field because of your opponent's battle or card effect, you can banish 1 Nordic Beast tuner monster and then special summon him, and then he inflicts 800 damage. So he can burn out and just come back. But a 3500 body is really strong. Alright, so that's it for the synchros. Moving on to the exceeds. I play 1 Mecha Equipped Engineer. Engineer is really good because basically if you have no play or you have Thor on board and you just want to protect Thor, you can change Thor to defense and he can't be killed. But also he's really defensive, and this deck makes 3s really easy because the Chronomaly engine is really, really based around the 3s. So he's very easy to pull off. 1 Alucard, back row is really a major problem, so I want to be going to him. Levier, because you do banish Galdfax for Thor's effects, so you can resummon Galdfax that way as well. So Levier is good. 1 Nightmare Shark, because you can attack your opponent directly. 1 Giga Brilliant to boost up guys' attacks. 1 Downard, so moving into the 4s. 1 Downard because you play a lot of 3s, so you want, if you make Giga Brilliant boost something up and then put Downer on it, it's really good. So that's pretty cool. And then for the only 4s I play, I'm playing 1 copy of Con Gordon Entellescent Luminescent Knight. Basically, he's my replacement for Evil Storm of Saiton Knight. That's currently just gone up on the ban list. But he's still good. I mean, if you have him on the field with Thor and your opponent tries to destroy Thor, you can just use his effect to destroy himself instead, or an opponent's monster if they have one. So he offers a lot of good protection over your opponent. 1 Gaga Cowboy, 800 for burn is great. 1 Castel, the Sky Musketeer, returning cards is good as well. And then 1 number 101, Silent Honor Arc. And that rounds up the monsters, or the extra deck anyway. Remember guys, comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.